guys, and welcome back to another episode. So today we're going to talk about the Frost Death Knight and what changes it will have on Battle for Azeroth beta. So keep in mind that I will go through spellbook, talents, kind of show off the rotation, but as I can see so far the rotation from Legion to now is actually not changed, so but of course some small talent changes and maybe some spellbook changes. I normally don't main Frost Death Knight, so I maybe can say something wrong from references back to Legion, but we will see. And of course, if you have any questions in the movie, leave down a comment through when we go through it. But yeah, let's start with Frost. So this is the Frost Death Knight. So let's do as usually and start through the spellbook. So we got the anti-magic shield that absorbs magic damage, chain ice to reduce the movement speed of the enemy. It still costs 1 rune, and just make them 70% slower for 8 seconds. Control undeads as the same we had in Legion, where you can control, but it's only work for level 70, so that's pretty useless. Dark Command, if you somehow like to have Taunt as Death Knight. Death Gate, if you want to go back to your main base and enchant your weapons. Death Grip, if you want where you can pull the enemy. Oh, okay, you cannot pull those, but it will pull the enemy to you. Death Strike, if you want some self-healing, deals damage and you heal yourself, and costs a lot of runic power. Dead Advance, so for 10 seconds you cannot be slowed below 100% normal speed. You resist forced movement effects by 80, and you're immune to external knockbacks. Passive, you cannot be slowed below 70 normal speed. So I mean, in PvP that's pretty nice. Empower Rune weapons, so all your runes will be activated again, so you can deal a lot of damage bursting, and you're generating 25 runic power. First Strike, one of your main abilities to spend runic power for damage. Howling Blast, our ranged attack that also put on it's kind of our AoE spell. It deals damage, and it makes the debuff for the Frost Death Knight. So you can see here it's making the debuff that deals damage every 30 seconds. Icebound Fortitude, your blood freeze, reduce all damage you take by 20. So nothing really changed here. Mind Freeze, if you want to stop a healer from healing. Obliterate, one of your main abilities to use runes, so for DPS. Kind of our rune spammer. Deals a brutal attack with both weapons that deals total of 2 physical damage. So yeah, it's just the weapon damage it does. On the same time. Path of Frost, if you want, kind of everyone can walk on water at your party. Pillar of Frost, increase your strength by 20. But buff with only 1 minute cooldown. Combat rest for your allies. I think this one here is new. Reap magic. Reap one beneficial magic effect from target, removing it and granting you 25 runic power. Cool. Remorseless Winter, so deals damage over time to all enemies close to you and slow them down 20% of movement speed. Rune Forging, as usually, where you can enchant your weapons if you want to. Damage, DPS or tank. Damage, DPS, it's the same. Sidestep, as usually, where for 3 seconds you can run very fast, get away from your targets. So that was all the spells. So I mean, with all the spells down, you can see it's actually not many spells we have as Frost Death Knight. Then we have the passives. When you kill an enemy that yields experience or honor, your next death strike within 20 seconds is free, and its healing is increased by 100. Your auto-attacks critical strikes have a chance to make your next ability rate automatically critical strike. Increase your frost damage abilities. That's your mastery. You are hard to stop as death itself. Increase your mounted speed by 20. Obliterate has 45% chance to cause your next howling blast to consume no runes and deal 300 additional damage. When you just spend runic power, you have 1.8 chance per runic power to spend to gain a rune. So that was the spells books and all the passive spells. So for the rotation, it's very like Legion. You kind of start off with using Howling Blast to get on your debuff, spam as many obliterates as you want, and spam First Strike, you know, to use all your runic power. So every time you have a rune up, use obliterate. Every time you don't have any runes up, spend First Strike. And keep up Remorseless Winter every time you can for the extra damage. So I mean, the rotation is not that hard. And of course then some of you can argue and say you also have to use your cooldowns, but I mean, yeah, you can use your cooldown where you get 20% attack strange and it deals more damage. And after you have used all your runes, you can use Empowering Rune Weapon and you get all your runes again. And every time your spells is blinking because of your passives effects, well, use them. I mean, I don't want to explain so much about the exploitation because it hasn't changed anything, so if you already know about Frost Deathlight, you know the rotations. So let's look through the talents. So first row, auto attack generates 1 runic power. Frost Strike also increase your immediate attack speed by 5 for 6 seconds, staying up to 3 times. If there are 5 stacks of Razorize on the target, Frost Strike will consume them and deal 60% additional damage. I have Razorize. So that means, as you can see here, I have Razorize 2 stacks, 3 stacks, 4 stacks. If there are 5 stacks of Razorize on the target, Frost Strike will consume it. Boom. Yeah, okay, additional attack. Oh, that's nice. It's a lot of extra damage. Frost Strike also increase your immediate attack speed. Yeah, it's okay, so you can get it where Frost Strike will consume and deal 60% additional damage, or haste attack speed. Howling Blast and Frost Fever deal 20% increased damage. Consuming the Killing Machine effect has 50% chance to cause you 1 rune. Blower Horn of Winter gaining 2 runes and generating 20 runes power. I like this Freezing Fog where you get ranged ability deals 20% more damage and the debuff also deals 20% more damage. Your Frost Strike and Obliterate critical strike reduce the remaining cooldown of Pillar of Frost by 1 second. While Pillar of Frost is active, your melee critical strike cause jagged ice cycles to fall on your enemies, dealing 162 frost damage. Pillar of Frost, yeah, that's our cooldown. And that's pretty much, this one here is the same way I've been. So this Glacial Advance, I'm pretty sure that normally it's supposed to be down here. It's our spell where we summon a big... Oh, it's those small diamonds that comes up. Well, it just deals 1,200 damage. And that's everything. It's 12-second cooldown. Probably take this one here, faster cooldown. Obliterate critical strikes have 20% chance to drive lesser enemies to the ground. Stunning them for 2 seconds, player dazed for 5. Useless. Enemies struck 5 times by Remorse Window are rooted and plays for 8 seconds. Target and cone in front of you are blinded, causing them to wander this range for 4 seconds. Oh, there's one here where if my AoE spell here hits them 5 times, they get stunned or rooted for 8 seconds. Then we have next row, Permafrost. When you deal damage with auto attacks, gain an absorb shield equal to 100% of the damage dealt. Your anti-magic shell absorbs 35% more damage and generates 100% additional runic power. While in combat with no enemies within 8 yards, you gain inexorable assault every 1 second. Each stack causes your next auto attack to deal 300 additional frost damage. So how much does it actually stack? So if I go away, so there's no enemies in what, 8 yards? Let's see here. Well, nothing really happens. The anti-magic shell absorb 35% more damage and generate additional runic power. When you deal damage with auto attacks, gain an absorb shield equal. Let's just take that one. So every time I auto attack, I get a shield. I mean, it gives me 3000 absorb all the time. That's not bad. Each rune spent during Remorse Window increases damage by 15 and extends its duration by a half second. While you have fewer than 2 full runes, your auto attacks radiate intense cold, inflicted 100 frost damage to all living enemies. A sweeping attack that strikes all enemies in front of you for 250 frost damage. This attack benefits from killing machine critical strikes with a frost crit deal 4 times normal. Probably take this one here, so every time I'm under 2 runes, I deal extra. You can see this little explosion around me. It's because of that talent. Cool. Replace Empower Rune Weapon. Empower your rune weapon, gaining 1 rune and 5 runic power instantly, and every 1.5 second, granting 20. And every 1.5 second you also get 1 rune and runic power. It's over for 12 seconds, and it also grants 20% haste. So this one here has been buffed with 20% haste. For the next 12 second first strike and holding blast, grind killing machine and obliterate cost 1 less rune. So that means for 12 seconds you can just spam killing machine. What was it killing machine did? Your auto attacks at critical strikes have a chance to make your next operate automatically critical strike. Or Breath of Centigrade, so that it just... no way. So for 12 seconds... So for 12 seconds I can just... It's cool. So I mean, for Frost Death Knight, I really don't feel any big changes from now in Battle for Azeroth, Beta, and in Legion. I mean, I feel like it's the totally same spec. But that's just maybe me. But I hope you have a reference out there telling me if there's any big changes. But what I can see now, it doesn't really seem to have any big changes. So if you like how it turns out right now in Legion, I mean, that's, well, good for you. But yeah, thanks for watching, guys, and if you have any comments about this video, well, leave down a comment, or if you have anything to hint me on I said wrong or something, well, tell me. So, thanks for watching.